draft day. And one of your favorite things to do, Chew, that I've picked up on over the years is you love to say things that you can't watch. For example, this past year's, just a couple of weeks ago, the Masters, it's got no juice, Because, well, the reason why you were saying that is because, well, you had other things going on. You were traveling, you had a wedding that weekend, you didn't get to watch as much as you liked, so you said going into it, there's no juice. It's one of your favorite things, something that because you can't watch it, you try to apply. But here's the thing. I feel like there's not a ton of juice going into tonight here in the state of Wisconsin, but that makes sense because the Packers don't have a first-round pick tonight. So usually this is a day that's full of anticipation. You know, I've got all my draft prep ready. I'm ready to go. Who are the Packers taking in the first round? I've done a deep dive into 17 different mock drafts. I've read the beast from front to back, but with no first-round pick. And it's not to say that the draft isn't important, because it still is. I think we've had a lot of those conversations over the past couple of weeks. It still is an important draft for the Packers. However, tonight just doesn't. Something just feels off because we don't have a first-round pick.
Well, like you said earlier this week, we went from not the ultimate high, but a pretty big high last year when Green Bay had the draft, a lot of buzz around it, and they wind up taking a receiver for the first time in the first round in a long time. And now this year they've got nothing. I don't even think they have the ability to trade. Well, they always have the ability.
Yeah, they really don't.
Draft picks to move up.
Correct.
So I will eyeball. It's more about who are the Bears going to draft, who's Minnesota going to draft, who is Detroit going to draft. I mean, I think we'll all be rooting for them to screw up, which they do from time to time. But for me to watch the first round start to finish, ain't going to happen.
Yeah, well,
I think a lot of people are like that too.
Yeah. Again, like I said, these, tonight not so much, and the next couple of days after that are still big days for the Packers. You can find, and again, you just take a look at the last couple of years. Last year in the second round, Anthony Belton. No matter how you feel about Anthony Belton, he's a starter, right? Like, that's a significant player on your team. Mm-hmm. The second round in 2024, Adrian Cooper, Javon Bullard, couple of starters. Second round in 2023, Luke Musgrave, Jaden Reed. Like, we went through that list of the last 8 second-round picks for the Packers last week in top 8, and yeah, it's still going to be an important couple of days for the Green Bay Packers. It feels so weird. It just feels, I don't know. I've never felt this way going into a draft. Because, yes, there have been times where, like in 2017, when Homer and I did an entire draft show, and then the Packers, on the very back end of the first round, because they had been in the NFC Championship game in 2020 and 2016, traded out of the first round, and like, oh, well, I guess we got to do this again tomorrow. But like, this is the first time going in that the Packers do not have a first-round pick.
Well, I think I read it's the first time since 1986 where they haven't had a first-round pick.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
I was born in 1986.
You were?
Yeah. Born in 86.
I was a junior in high school. No, I think a lot of people, unless you're a draft nerd. Jason, it's got to be painful for him.
Yeah, because he just cares about the story, yeah.
How many of these names, I know Josh, he probably knows more than most, but I don't know a lot of these players that are out there. Outside of first-round picks. What's a position where you would be upset if they took a player in the second round?
So
obviously D-line, pass rusher, corner, and O-line you would be fine with.
Yes.
Receiver would be stupid.
But I could talk myself into it, right? Like if they
Why?
Because they still there's still a need there. For not for 2026, Chew, but for the future. Like, again, you got to backfill that position. And like, if somebody falls to there and he's just too good to pass up, then okay. Like, they have basically needs, I think, everywhere but safety.
The linebacker, you're fine. Maybe a guy. You're not going to take him in the second round. I'd be upset. I'd call it a stupid move.
Because, I mean, you don't know how long Zaire Franklin's going to be here, right? Yes, you made the trade for him, but he's not a young pup.
Yeah, but, Gabe, do we really care about 3 years down the road? The window's going to be closing.
No, but
We care
but
about
that's
now.
but
The window's open now.
yes, but the draft isn't about now. The draft is a little bit about now, but mostly for the future, especially for the Green Bay Packers.
You're late-round picks. You're developmental guys.
I mean, maybe
I think 1, 2, 3 is for the now.
Yeah, not necessarily, as we learned with Matthew Golden. Matthew Golden very much wasn't for the now last year.
Yeah, but that was out of spite.
Wait, who was being spite? LaFleur was being spiteful?
Yep,
is that the theory
Gutey.
now? That's where we're going? That
Because
LaFleur was...
Gutey consults with whoever's there as a D coordinator. I don't think he consults with LaFleur. So he said, okay, I'm not.
Oh, you're going to talk to this guy about getting these players. You're going to talk to the special teams coordinator about getting these players. Not going to talk to me about offensive players. I'll show you. That's the theory that we're working with right now.
Yeah, you can play someone not for spite, Gabe. Or for spite. Sure.
Yeah, bench someone. Or, I mean, he wasn't benched. He was still a part of the rotation. But did that ever happen?
If they drafted a receiver, I wouldn't be happy. There's other holes. There's other positions that need depth.
What if they took a running back? Would you be okay with running back?
That'd be dumb.
Why would that be dumb?
Because you can get a running back at the back end of the draft.
What if it's the second running back off the board?
I still wouldn't.
Okay.
I'm still giving Marshawn Lloyd one more shot, but you know what I'm also doing? Telling Marshawn Lloyd, you have one more shot. That's what I'm doing.
Well, you can't go into training camp, Chew, with all of your eggs in the Marshawn Lloyd's going to be our running back 2 basket. You know, like you've got to.
I think you got to give him one more shot.
Oh yeah, you do. And he's going to have every opportunity to win that RB2 spot. Mm-hmm. But I can't just go into camp with Josh Jacobs, Joshy's boy Chris Brooks, cross my fingers about Marshawn Lloyd, and then a couple of undrafted guys hoping that they're good enough. Like I think you need somebody
back in the second round.
Well,
that's not a position of need. I mean, best player, Gabe.
Yep.
Best player available. I will buy if it's a cornerback, interior lineman, or an offensive lineman.
But you don't want to reach either for a player that could be available later, or if you want to trade back.
I mean, he's got to be an Aaron Rodgers. Holy crap! This guy fell to us at 52 or whatever their pick is. Then you do it. But to take best player available, you know, I'm not taking a tight end. If the Oregon tight end drops,
yeah,
who's a hell of a player, then you might consider it. But I'm not taking the best player available at 4 or 5 positions.
You stray from best player available, and I think that's when you start getting yourself in trouble. You start reaching for guys that, again, you might be able to get somebody similar later, just because you need. If you lock yourself into, I need a quarterback, I absolutely need one. That's when you get into trouble. That's when I think you just get yourself into trouble.
The best player available applies at a certain round in the draft. I really think it does, especially when you're this close. All right, Gabe, if you're the New York Jets, yes, every round you take the best player available because your roster is crap. This roster isn't crap. It's not crap, but it's not deep.
It's not deep, which is why, again, I take a look at the roster not being deep. And wherever you, again, outside of, and we've got one here from Justin in Jacksonville on the Carbos Talking text line, 800-990-3776. Taking quarterback in the second would be stupid. I don't think they would. I agree. Yeah. I don't think that they're going to be taking a second round, because I don't think, I guess it depends upon how they feel about Ty Simpson. But
all the receiver's going to do is stunt the growth like they've done over the last 3 years.
Yeah, that would
take reps away.
That would shoot my theory into the foot, but I mean, I'm hopeful that the only reps they would take away is from Bo Melton. That's the only person, or that the person to compete with Savion Williams. Because the thing is that outside of, again, a select couple of positions, and I think it's safety, and I think it's quarterback, you could make a case that that second-round pick, whatever other position you take at 52, outside of safety and quarterback, they're one injury away from being incredibly important.
Yeah,
at every other position.
Gabe, they are one injury away from quarterback to the season being over.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing.
They lose Keyshawn, and they don't draft anyone that can play. Goodbye.
Yeah, but
Goodbye.
but you also don't want to lock yourself into well, I'm not sure if this guy can
I know
play.
You don't want to force him.
I'm not sure if this guy can play, but I guess I got to take someone in the second round. You don't want to do that either.
But if you have a running back that, and I don't know what the scale is, you have a running back that's a 9.4, and the corner is a 9.1. I'm taking the corner at 9.1. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing that the grades are probably a little bit lower if that's on a scale of 10. Just because I think a 9.4 and 9.1 would be a first-round pick.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. If it's that close, you're taking the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can talk myself. I think I can talk myself into a lot of different positions, too, because they need depth all over the board.
I know, but Gabe, now, if that's a fourth-round pick, and it's an 8.5 to a 8.2 or 1, okay, then I'm probably taking the 8.5. But those top rounds, the second and third round pick, they got it. Like last year, you were saying, they have to be able to play, and they have to be able to contribute, is all I'm saying.
Here's the rub with this, though. If the Packers go away from best player available, draft a need, and the guy sucks, they get blasted too. So you have to both make the correct pick, and you have to make it at the positions we've deemed the most necessary to fill needs. And if you start going and reaching on the board for what you think is necessary or what you think fills the biggest need, that's how you get yourself into trouble, is it not?
But we knew last year, Josh, that the cornerback position was a concern. And you know what? It turned out to be
it wasn't a concern for them. They made that abundantly clear.
Well, again, because they spent a ton of money.
Yes.
At this time last year, we did not think that Nate Hobbs was going to be as bad as he was, right?
Correct.
We thought that okay, they spent this money. They've got Key. They've got Nate Hobbs. They're going to figure this thing out. And Nate Hobbs ended up being a one-year Green Bay Packer because he wasn't very good, and he continued to get hurt. So
the only thing good about Nate Hobbs is Gutey got rid of him.
Hey.
Which I was surprised. We were kind of surprised he did.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Because you could have gone the same way with Aaron Banks, and they went the complete opposite direction and gave him more money out of his contract and basically guaranteed that he's going to be here for the next 2 seasons. And, you could have gone the same way with Nate Hobbs, but I think that's, again, Nate Hobbs is going to be an inside slot corner. That's wherever he ends up for the rest of his career, he's probably going to be a slot corner. Because he did that decently well in Vegas. Packers just really love Javon Bullard there. That's their guy in the inside slot. So, that's... Tommy texts in, 800-990-3776. Again, the Car Blues Talk text line. I feel the exact same way about the draft as I have for the last 15 years. Our first-round picks have been highly ineffective overall, with less than a handful of exceptions, where your meat potatoes of draft picks have been rounds 2 through 4, which I think is fair. Again, the best picks the Packers have made under Brian Gutekunst outside of Jordan Love and Jair Alexander have been 2 through 4. That's where Elton Jenkins was a second-round pick, and I know he's not here anymore, but obviously he was a highly effective player for a long time. You can make an argument that Zach Tom is one of the best draft picks the Packers have made under Brian Gutekunst. He's a 4th-round pick. So, that makes a ton of sense. But, again, they shocked us all when they took Savion Williams in the 3rd round last year. We're all going, okay, where are they going to go? They're going to take a cornerback here, and they felt that Savion was too good to pass up. And I will recognize that possibility exists at 52. Now, where things get really interesting, Chew, is Gutey did say that, hey, it's a long time to wait, 51 picks before I can make my pick at 52. While I don't think, like you said, technically, is there a way to trade in the first round? Sure. Are they going to do that? Absolutely not.
No.
But clearly, when you trade up, you've got someone in mind you're trading up for. You're targeting someone specifically. So if they do trade up a couple of spots in the second round, that's what I'm curious about. Is if there is a corner and he sees a run on corners happening and he's like, this is my guy, and he's got to trade up to go get him. That's what I would be interested to see if that scenario exists for the Green Bay Packers.
What do most mocks have them taking?
I mean, kind of the positions we're talking about.
Position-wise.
Yeah, edge,
player-wise.
Yeah, edge, defensive tackle, and corner. And I've seen more edge than I thought coming into the process.
Yeah. Yeah, because Adam said the corner market is not great.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah. At least the top end part of it.
I mean, just look at behind Lucas Van Ness. You've got guys that played like 3 or 4 games apiece. Colin Oliver even less.
Oh, Colin Oliver played
1 game. I think,
week 17.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, week 18, game 17.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like there's not a lot there to go off of.
No.
So even if you are
and your only other veteran in Brenton Cox Jr.
Right.
And I'm putting veteran in air quotes because he basically missed all of last year.
Right. Yeah. And you have 4 weeks without Micah Parsons. Like you need something there. You have to invest there. It almost seems like.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
An edge rusher?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean,
how are you getting through week 1 through 4?
3 guys that can play.
Who are the 3 guys that can play?
Well, Van Ness, if he can stay healthy, is obviously Micah.
Yeah, but the first 4 weeks, Micah's not going to be available.
And then Sorrell.
I mean, Sorrell has like 150 snaps under his belt at this point.
No, I know. But a year, you can do a lot in a year, get in the weight room.
Sure. You could also be worse.
So Pete Doherty did put together a list of like top 9 players to potentially look out for. Mm-hmm. And he has on this list of the 9, he has 2 corners, 3 edges, 2 DTs, a running back, and, another edge. So only 2 corners in this top 9 of guys that he thinks the Packers could be targeting at 52.
I don't know. What was Marshawn Lloyd?
Marshawn Lloyd,
third?
He was a 3rd-round pick, 88th overall.
Okay. I'm fine.
In his career, he has 6 carries for 15 yards and a catch for 3.
We all know he's been hurt, but I would let him know that he's on his last leg. Light a fire on his
I mean, literally and figuratively, I think he knows he's on his last leg.
I mean, putting a roster together, a Super Bowl roster is a crapshoot, man.
I don't like how Chewy just ran over our Marshawn Lloyd leg jokes there, Joshy. Thought we'd get a little chuckle out of him.
I think he forgot.
What'd you say?
Well, I said he was literally and figuratively on his last leg because he's had a bunch of hamstring injuries.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought I'd get something out of you.
I turned him off. Let's go.
Yeah, okay. Just turn Chewy off because we got to get to Jason Wilde, apparently. We'll get to Jason Wilde. That's coming up next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. But make plans to stop by Bunzel's this week. Pick up these weekly specials. You know how much I love going to Bunzel's, especially now the weather's getting nice. Joshy bragging about how great it is here in Wisconsin versus Florida. So you want to be firing up that grill. Maybe grab some USDA Black Angus choice flank steaks, $16.99 a pound. 3 cheese stuffed bacon weaved chicken breast. These things look and taste awesome. $8.79 a pound. Bacon cheddar burgers, $6.99 a pound. Pork baby back ribs at $5.99 a pound. Bunzel celebrating their 50th year in business, so stop by 90th and Burleigh, Milwaukee. Support a great family-owned and operated business. Always check out what their monthly meat deal is. So many great things. Maybe stop at the deli, get yourself a little bit of lunch if you go this weekend, or just check it all out at bunzels.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Delays along westbound 94 starting just west of 27th Street all the way past Holly Road. The eastbound side slowing down from about 68th Street all the way to 35th. Northbound 41, we got backups through the construction zone just before Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh. Southbound delays from Silver Spring down to Capitol Drive. And then eastbound 894, we've got a couple of pockets of heavy traffic, one from just before 84th Street past 76th, then back on the brakes just before 60th Street all the way past Loomis. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 75 tonight. Chance of showers and storms, a low of 57. For the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
May is Skilled Trades Month, a time to celebrate the hands-on careers that keep our industries and our communities moving forward. At Junior Achievement, students are discovering that today's skilled trades include technology, robotics, and smart manufacturing. With support from Rockwell Automation, students are exploring how advanced manufacturing and automation will power the factories of the future. Thank you, Rockwell, for helping inspire the next generation of technicians, engineers, and innovators. Learn more at ja.org.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
The Run for the Roses is coming to St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Join us Saturday, May 2nd for the Kentucky Derby Day in partnership with Woodford Reserve. Watch the race live, sip on specialty cocktails including the classic mint julep, and dress to impress. Best hat and best dress contests are on the card. Admission is free, or you can upgrade to VIP for $75 for exclusive food stations and 2 complimentary cocktails. Visit stkatearts.com to RSVP or grab your tickets at stkatearts.com.
Your brand doesn't need more square footage.
It needs more wow.
When you work with Captivate Exhibits, trade show booths become magnets. Lobbies become living stories. Break rooms become culture builders.
Captivate creates experiences people don't just see, they feel.
For more than 30 years, their award-winning team has transformed big ideas into bold brand moments that command attention and drive results.
Stop blending in.
Start captivating.
Visit CaptivateExhibits.com.
People hear Horicon Bank and they think local instantaneously. Over the years, was able to help them in their later years when they needed some care. So I would say that was cradle to grave experience for me.
We encounter precious moments like this all the time. We have a trust administration department that can help.
Our motto is together as a bank and as an organization, and then doing good.
There's amazing success stories of small business entrepreneurs who now are multi-million-dollar companies.
Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years. Member FDIC.
Hail damage? Siding Unlimited is here to help. We are not the storm chasers. That's important. Siding Unlimited doesn't chase storms. However, if the storm comes into our area like it just did, we're always available to help. Why is that important? Storm chasers skip town, leaving you with a roof with zero warranty. Siding Unlimited uses a roofing system that will get you a 50-year warranty on parts, pieces, and workmanship. Siding Unlimited will be there if you have a call down the road. Siding Unlimited is your local family partner on this project. We're here for you. Visit sidingunlimited.com today, but definitely stop by Siding Unlimited's open house on Saturday, April 25th from 9 to 1 p.m.
Ready, down, put. All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is brought to you by Exterior Pros. Ready to tackle your home improvement project? Exterior Pros and Baths is giving $3,000 off roofing, siding, windows, or bath remodels this month. Visit extpros.com.
He is our friend. He is our teammate. He is Jason Wilde. He joins us 3 times a week here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Good morning, Jason. Happy draft day.
To those who celebrate, I guess the Packers are celebrating, sort of, but it'll be a night unlike any other for the last 40 years.
Well, so while I think it's unlikely, and highly unlikely, I should say, that they trade back into the first round, what do you think the odds are that they move up from 52 after hearing Gutey speak earlier this week?
I think there's obviously the possibility. I mean, it's his job to keep everything open, right? I mean, that's part of the deal. Be open-minded about everything that he can and can't do with each pick, whether it's move up, move down. I think he is a little bit more aggressive than Ted was. Ted used to always want to make sure that the draft board came to him. I think for most of his career, if you remember, he made a ton of trades, and almost all of them were backwards. There was the trade up for Jeremy Thompson, if you remember him. And there was obviously, I figured you might not. And then there was the trade up for, obviously, Clay Matthews, which was the highest profile one. He more memorable than Rashawn Gary's career. But my point is that he almost always, with those two really exceptions, traded backwards to accumulate more picks because he really did believe in, let the board come to you. Don't go chasing players. If you did your job right, you should have more than one to choose from when you're on the clock. Before that, a guy that wasn't really a personnel guy, but became the both head coach and GM, Mike Sherman was the opposite. Like, he traded up to take B.J. Sander, for God's sake. So, I think Gutey is got a little more of that aggressiveness of targeting guys. I saw Elliot Wolf said yesterday or earlier this week that basically there's a shelf, that there's a drop-off after the 20th pick, which, oh, by the way, the Packers would have been holding that one. And then the guys from like 20 to 50 are essentially the same player. So it'll be interesting to see, because that's still, if that, let's just take him completely at his word and those numbers are exactly precise, which I don't think he meant them to be definitive. But that means that if you're picking a 52, you've missed out on the top 50 guys that are viewed as, first round worthy or first round-ish worthy. So then does that mean he feels the need to go up and give up an asset to do that? Again, I think they have too many depth concerns to be giving up picks to move up. He also mentioned the possibility of all the picks they have next year and using some of those as ammunition. So it'll be interesting to see, but I really don't think anything's happening tonight.
Jason, I've always had an issue with GMs saying best player available. Okay, I get it for the Jets because your roster is terrible, and I'm getting pushback from yin and yang over here. But when you have a Super Bowl contending team, and where they draft in the second round, and you have a tight end or a running back or a receiver that's rated higher than a position of need for depth on this team, are they really taking a tight end if he's higher on their board over, say, a cornerback?
Well, here's why I would disagree with you, only because I think everything you mentioned there is a varying degree of need, right? Not immediate necessarily, because you have Josh Jacobs, you have Tucker Kraft, and you have Matthew Golden, Christian Watson, and Jaden Reed. But I don't know about you, but I'm not brimming with confidence that Josh Jacobs will be the Packers running back in 2027. He'll be in the last year of that 4-year deal he signed. He'll be hitting age 30-ish. So they don't have a successor. Like, I thought they really liked Emmanuel Wilson. I'm not quite sure what happened there, because it's not like he went somewhere else to be a starter. Like, he's one of 9 guys that are competing to take over the snaps that are vacated by Kenneth Walker going to the Chiefs. Wide receiver, do I think they should re-sign Christian Watson and, Gabe's favorite guy, Jaden Reed, to extensions? I do, but that's no sure thing. And then tight end, you're the preeminent tight end expert on the panel. You like Josh Wiley? I think I'd rather bring out, Jeff Thomason's old bones. That's probably an overstatement, but you know what I mean. They're kind of the same player. And they don't have Fitzpatrick anymore, and I can't imagine someone like you loves Luke Musgrave, so that would be a need. But to your point, the mentality is tie goes to the need. So if they've got a tight end and a corner that are both the same grade when they're picking at 52, they're picking the corner. So I don't think it's truly best player available.
Because I look at I get it, but sometimes you have to roll the dice when you go into a season. It's not back when I played where we had so much depth because the game was different. But if you lose a guy like Keyshawn Nixon, they're done.
Yeah,
they're done.
It's over. We got to add numbers there. As Gutey put it, we definitely have to add numbers there. Yeah, you need to add numbers and quality there to have the depth that you need. But you're absolutely right. And the problem is, going back to Gabe's point, like, I don't know, like D'Angelo Pons, the guy from Indiana, right? He's like smaller than your former teammate T-Buck. He's like 5'9", 170, and he plays the slot, which is where they obviously play Javon Bullard. So, like, if he's the corner that's on their board, but he doesn't meet their, dimensional requirements, do you pick him just because it's a need? That's another layer of this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Talking with Jason Wilde, he joins us on the Yuengling guest hotline. Yuengling now in Wisconsin, so make sure you're checking that out. DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Please enjoy responsibly. So given that, because I'm with you every step of the way there, Jason, in terms of the depth needs, I think everybody agrees that this roster isn't as deep as it needs to be. Is there a position that would absolutely surprise you if they took them with their first pick in the second round?
You mean besides quarterback?
Yes.
Like if they take Carson Beck, I will most likely fall out of my
I feel
not
like,
as comfy as I expected it to be chair.
I feel like I would have to cut my time with my friend Tom Lee celebrating his 40th birthday short and get back to the studio ASAP.
I'm a little concerned that I'm so old now that Tom Lee is celebrating his 40th birthday. Look, I would say that, there's nothing that would really surprise me based on position. I mean, I guess a safety, right? Like that's the one position where I would argue they have legitimately great depth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying Ketan Oladapo is Ronnie Lott, but I think he's a decent player who could probably help them if he had to play. You saw, and I know he's departed from Miami now, but Zane Anderson turned out to be a pretty good football player too.
Mm-hmm.
So they basically had 5 guys that could play that position for them. And the top 3 they have, I would put up against any safety group in the league. And that's what Ben Johnson said. So, far be it for me to disagree with my good buddy Ben. So that would surprise me. But other than that, like, seriously, I think they have needs at every spot. Like, there's this guy, Lee Hunter, the defensive tackle from Texas Tech. Like, that would make perfect sense. My question is, using the old Ted-ism, the good Lord only made so many big guys. If that's the case, is he going to be available at 52, or is it going to require a trade up to get him before he's gone? Those types of things are what we'll be watching, obviously, tomorrow night.
Jason, are there any players that could be on the trading block? Could they maybe trade Musgrave or someone like him?
I suppose they could. I mean, look, I'm really fascinated by the Wicks thing, and my impression was, especially with LaFleur, that they really liked Wicks a lot. The coaching staff did, and that they did not see him as a malcontent. But again, you're only as good as your sourcing, and maybe those guys are just wrong or dishonest when they tell me that. So again, I would have thought that you would keep him on his rookie deal because you've seen when you've needed him, he's been a really, really good football player. But they got 2 picks for him, right? Like if somebody wanted Luke Musgrave and wanted to give up a 6th this year and a 5th next year, I mean, the fact that they played John Fitzpatrick and Josh Wiley ahead of him when Tucker Kraft went out tells you everything you need to know about where they think he is, right? So, yeah, I wouldn't rule that out. But again, like, and I got no beef with Luke. I think they projected him, right? I mean, the dude played 2 games his last year at Oregon State. Okay, so some of that is on Gutey, obviously, drafting like an NBA GM for potential. But like, what reason do you have to believe that this year would be different for him after last year he stayed healthy? Like, you could have chalked up the first 2 years to, he had the ruptured kidney or he had the bad ankle injury. But last year he was healthy, and the guy that took his job was gone. And instead of, elevating and being that all-around tight end, he wasn't capable of doing that. And that's just not who he is, apparently. So I don't know why you would, other than not having good numbers at that position, I don't know why you would say, no, we need him. We need him to be our number 2 tight end.
As far as Wicks, could there be a little Moneyball action going on there, Jason? And what I mean by that is,
for sure,
did they trade Pena and Giambi so Hatteberg had to play first?
Well, I think that's part of it. Obviously, they wanted to clear the deck for Golden. I think the other part of it is, and Gutey said this in his roundabout way, like they weren't going to pay him next year.
Mm-hmm.
Like they weren't. He was not the guy they were going to pay out of that receiver group. And so not only do they get 2 picks, but, he gets more money, and they get value for him that's going to be higher than what his compensatory picks would have been, but they weren't going to pay him. And so, if he wasn't disgruntled last year, he may very well have been so this year, right? So, yeah.
Especially going into a contract year.
Right, exactly. So I do think that's part of it, and I also think the money ball of, they view him as a draft and replace type player that they weren't going to spend their hard-earned salary cap dollars on. So if you can get something for him now, it's worth the risk. I do think that there's a possibility that they are going to regret that trade, even though they got 2 picks for him, which in real time, in the moment, getting 2 picks, one this year, one next year, I mean, that's almost as good as getting a 4th for Rashawn Gary.
Well, especially because, Jason, I think they're going to spend more money next year. So if they spend more money, that offsets any guys that offsets some of the guys you lose. So if they spend more money, who knows if they would have gotten a compensatory pick for him anyway. Now you got 2 picks for him,
right,
and you're guaranteed to have those picks this year and next instead of having to wait and hope that in 2028 you get something.
You're such a smart guy.
But at the end of the
you're
day,
exactly
Jason,
right.
At the end of the day, Sean Mannion might be a better evaluator of talent than anyone else on the offensive staff.
Yeah, that's also true, and it's also possible that Wicks is just this guy who has some good moments, and then if you wanted him to be a full-time starting corner, you were going to be disappointed, right? Or starting wide receiver, you were going to be disappointed. So again, I don't know what the future holds there. I do think that with 2 guys in contract years, a guy that, and everybody is so excited for Golden, and I get it, I totally do, but I keep thinking of what, Jordan Love said, trying to compliment him, talking about how much his route running improved. Like, there was a reason why he wasn't getting as many opportunities as Packers fans wanted him to get last year.
Or Brian Gutekunst. I think you can throw Gutey in that group too.
Right. Mm-hmm. And it's incumbent on Matthew, and I would say this to him if we were talking, so I feel confident in it. But, you got to elevate your game. First-round picks, whether it's fair or not, the expectations for a 6th-round knucklehead from BC are not the same as the expectations for Bubba Franks when he's drafted in the 1st round, even though they play the same position. And so Matthew Golden, being the first wide receiver to be taken in the 1st round in 23 years, welcome to the NFL. The expectations are higher. And for now, you've got the benefit of the doubt of the fan base saying, well, they didn't give him enough opportunities. They didn't play him enough. Look what he did in the Bears playoff game. Sure. So now he's got to do that on a regular basis. They need him to do that. And now is your opportunity, make the most of it.
Jason, always appreciate the time. I will be gone tomorrow, so you'll probably have to referee Chewy and Josh when you join at this time tomorrow.
You and Tausch are not on day 2 of the NFL draft?
I mean, I've been doing
golfing.
Half-timers.
He's going golfing.
I mean, I don't know how many shows you want me. How many shows you want me to do this week, Jason?
More.
I'm just saying, you guys are starting to take the Jesse Nelson scheduling approach, which makes me a little nervous.
Yeah. Well, there's no tee times.
Fill in.
No tee times.
Fill in.
after
Do
10
the
o'clock,
afternoon
right, Gabe?
show all week.
No, I don't want to hear how hard you're working. When you're one of the goats, this is what. Hey, Matthew Golden, you're a star. You gotta play all these snaps, man.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
We need you in the playoffs, not against the Bengals in week 4. Come on.
Jeez. Now Jason's got everyone turning on me. What's going on here? Well, Jason, I guess you won't be refereeing with these guys tomorrow. You guys will just be ripping me during this segment when I'm not here.
Maybe I won't show up either. All right. Take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde joins us 3 times a week on the Yingling guest hotline here. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Speaking of Yingling, we all know that baseball's been around for a long time, since the 1800s. But do you know what's been around even longer? Yeah, you know. Yingling. It's the oldest brewery in America. That's right. Yingling started brewing in 1829. That means people were drinking a cold Yingling before baseball even existed. A great beer that stood the test of time for 197 years. So the next time you're watching the game, reach for a Yingling traditional lager from the oldest brewery in America. Now, finally, in your lineup. DJ Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We are seeing delays eastbound on 94 continuing from 70th Street all the way through to 35th. Westbound's backed up from 27th Street to about Hawley Road. Southbound 43 now just starting to wake up. We got delays coming in from Hampton down to Capitol Drive. Eastbound 894 slowing out of the Hale interchange towards Loomis. The westbound side's backed up from 27th Street all the way to about 68th Street. Couple of broken down vehicles on 94 right around the airport spur. Not in traffic, but enough to make it for a little bit of an interesting ride. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. Traffic is brought to you by Geist Garage Doors. For over 70 years, Geist Garage Doors has been the local trusted name for garage door sales, service, and repair. Visit GeistDoors.com and don't think twice, call Geist. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 75 tonight. Chance of showers and storms, a low of 57. Rates change, needs change. Great Midwest Bank can help you explore a refinance that's better fits where you are today. Visit greatmidwestbank.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Got your tax refund? Before it mysteriously disappears, invested in something you'll actually see every day. Your home. At Exterior Pros and Baths, turn that refund into energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath remodel. And they'll take it even further with $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during the April savings event. But don't wait. This offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Spring has arrived in the Geneva Lakes region, and there is no better place to welcome the season than the award-winning Lake Lawn Resort. Enjoy lakeside dining at 1878 on the lake, golf for all ages and abilities at Majestic Oaks, relaxing spa experiences at the award-winning Calidora Spa, and endless recreation opportunities along the resort's 2 miles of shoreline on beautiful Delavan Lake. Plan your spring getaway today at lakelawnresort.com and come find out for yourself why everything is better at the lake.
How are things at Kessler's Greenfield, Kelly?
Fantastic. I heard you have an idea for springtime. I love spring. I have a big collection of new life to show you.
New life is a spring thing.
Show us. I call it crosses and clovers. These are amazing. Well done, Kelly.
These are stunningly unique.
Kelly, the surface of this 4-leaf clover is fantastic. What's it made of? Sarah, the surface of that lucky 4-leaf clover is made of crushed black diamonds. Wow. I'm buying this one. How much? $185. In yellow gold vermeil, it's just $270. This cross, $90.
And these initials pendants?
These are $60.
Clovers, crosses, and personalized pendants.
And a leprechaun that says they're magically delicious. Sarah, that's a breakfast cereal.
Kelly, you've done well.
Extremely well. Extremely very well. Happy springtime, everyone.
To find the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Smalls here. Look, in sports, the best teams know when to make their move. Sherwin-Williams is making theirs with their big sale. That's right, it's super sale time. We're talking 40% off paints and stains with prices starting at $30.89. April 24th through the 27th. You know, I've been looking at these studio walls. I'm thinking I wouldn't mind a little more red in here. Get that Cardinals spirit going. Yeah, definitely like that. Order online and get everything delivered right to your door or swing by your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store.
Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
I can't do it today. I already have plans. Something came up. There are a million reasons to put off a cancer screening, but one reason to keep it. Early detection can save lives. Every screening, every result, every early detection matters. At Pfizer, we're fighting against cancer, aiming for 8 cancer breakthroughs by 2030. Join the fight against cancer and get screened at Pfizerforall.com/screenings.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I mean, pumpkin seeds.
No, little suckers. They might be. What did you say before, Jen?
Sesame, but those are white.
No,
white.
these aren't white. No, this isn't on the outside. This is on the inside.
Seeds on the inside.
Oh,
yeah.
So you've got some sort of
scrotum.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Milwaukee, let's celebrate Ewald Automotive Group's 62-year anniversary sale. It is here this month. We're celebrating with anniversary savings on over 1,400 cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get payments as low as $250 a month, financing as low as 0%, plus 2 years of included maintenance on us. You should trust Ewald just like I have. I've gone there for leases. I now have my Jeep through Ewald Automotive. It was just there for the service department, the maintenance, fantastic service department, always making sure that my Jeep is running exactly how it's supposed to. The Ewald Automotive Group 62-year anniversary sales event. It's happening this month at every Ewald location. You can also head to ewaldauto.com. The wide receiver position, Chew, is really interesting going into this draft because I think we agree that there's a little bit of a need to backfill there, right? But at the same time, at least my working theory, and you tell me if this makes sense, going back to LaFleur, and Jason had mentioned it as he just joined us a little bit ago. If you missed it, check it out on the ESPN Wisconsin app. My working theory is a lot of those wide receivers were disgruntled because it was, oh, hey, look at all these great wide receivers we have. We're just going to ride the hot hand every week. And there weren't really clear defined roles outside of probably Romeo Doubs, who seemed to get the lion's share of not just the targets, but also snaps played and things of that nature. So they kind of cleared the deck a little bit, and now it seems like they're going to have pretty clear and defined roles, I would say. You've got Watson on the outside, Golden on the outside, Jaden Reed in the slot, and then you fill in behind there Savion Williams, if you draft a wide receiver, Sky Moore, Bo Melton, I guess, if he's going to be a wide receiver this year, whatever. But at the same time, 2 of the 3 guys that are your top receivers also just, this is it. This is all they have left on their contract. I don't know if they're going to sign. I would hope that they re-sign one or both. You know, if they decide Watson's too much, then Reed's not going to cost as much as Watson, and they go about it that way. But you got to backfill there a little bit, but at the same time, I think they want to have defined roles in that room because I think that's caused the offense to not function at the highest level it possibly can. Does that make sense?
Yeah. They part of the reason they shipped Wicks off, I don't know, it just seems like him and LaFleur didn't click for whatever reason. And my guess was Wicks was one of the disgruntled ones. I don't think Dobbs was. But when it comes to Reed and Watson, Reed we think of as a slot guy. So if they lose, I don't know if he can go and play on the outside.
Yeah, I don't know if Jaden can
Watson
either.
does. So Watson, unless the money is crazy, and we talked about it earlier in the week, would you sign him now for a discounted? I guess I would. I think he's shown enough. I don't think he's going to be a top 5 receiver in this league, but he can be a top receiver in this league.
Because so many people have, or only so many people, Jason just talked about, the Lord made only so many big, wide bodies, which obviously is important on a defensive line. There aren't very many guys that are as tall as Christian Watson and can run as fast as Christian Watson.
And as fast. But if I look back to when we played, we only had 4 or 5 guys that could play, and they have that.
Yeah, because, I
think they have
Think about the injuries you guys had in 96. Going into the season, and obviously, you guys, it was more, you had the traditional fullback running back, so it was just 2 wide receivers. Yeah, you had your 3 receiver sets, but going into the season, it was pretty clearly Robert, Free, Beebs. Robert gets hurt, so then you got Free and Beebs, but then Free gets hurt, so now, guys like Terry Mickens got to, start backfilling that position, but it didn't hurt as much because you guys still had you and Keith, and even if the Packers suffer an injury or two, having Tucker Kraft, can kind of ease, I think, some of that, those if they have injuries in the wide receiver position, because Tucker's going to be such a focal part of the offense.
Well, it's hard when, you can lose good players, but when you lose your stars, when you lose your stars, that's when it really starts to hurt.
Yeah.
Because like you said, going into this season, you lose a receiver or 2 for a game. You got enough to backfill the position, and with Tucker Kraft, who is almost like another wide receiver, they can get it done. But that's the thing. You just can't, and I was telling Jason, sometimes you got to roll the dice at certain positions.
Yeah.
Like Luke Musgrave, is he what we thought he would be? Is he what we wished he would be? No, but he's serviceable with those other guys.
Man, it's shocking how much he fell off from those first 8 games. Shocking.
No, I know.
Those first 8 games of his career before he had the injury. Because, Chew... he was like a baby deer anytime he touched the football.
But he was open.
But, there were times where he was the only dude on the screen.
It feels like they're not using him the same.
Yeah.
They want him to be more like Tucker Kraft and not like a guy.
But he can't be Tucker Kraft.
His problem is a process problem. He can't process things fast enough. And I played with guys that can't process, guys that are fast and strong and those. But if you can't process because this league is so fast, then you can't play. And I think that's what it is with him. That's why they know what he is. He's a specimen for a body who can't process very well. And I think that's the issue. But like when I was talking with Jason about the cornerback position, he's like, well, tight end position could use another guy. Yeah. But you lose Keyshawn, and it's not good. Not good.
So
it's not good.
We've got some questions.
The linebacker position, Gabe, you can get by. You can get by.
Can you?
They got a hell of a lot better than you can the cornerback position.
I'm not sure.
The O-line, you lose 2 guys, and I wanted to ask Jason, who's the backup left tackle and who's the backup center? And do they know what Jacob Monk is right now? In a guy, because I think he can't play.
Well, the reason why you think that, Chew, is because the Packers haven't done anything to give you a reason to think that he can.
Correct.
Other than Gutey giving him a little bit of lip service the other day in his press conference.
But if you grade the backups across the board, I'm not putting running back and tight end anywhere near the top. I'm just not.
So there is a question about that on the talk and text line. We'll get to that coming up next here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Hey, guys, remember the way you felt when you were 25? Those early morning workouts, they were a breeze. You had a drive that kicked in way before that first cup of coffee. Now, fast forward to today. Do you feel like you're losing that edge? Might not be your age. That's what I thought initially. Getting older, waking up earlier, a little more tired throughout the course of the day. No, I had low testosterone. Could be the same for you, and that's where Mentality comes in. Mentality starts with a comprehensive 100-point blood panel to get to the bottom of what's really going on. Then they build a personalized treatment plan using testosterone replacement therapy and targeted peptide therapy to help restore your energy, focus, and drive. In fact, 94% of men report renewed energy and focus within 60 days. And again, what's great, I was just there yesterday. What's great about Mentality is you go back every 12, 13 weeks and you get a blood sample. You get the blood panel done again. They just want to make sure that everything's where it needs to be. And especially early in the process, find out if they need to make any sort of adjustments to what you're taking. Again, the customized part, the personalized treatment plan is the thing that I love about Mentality. And just so you know, it's not some new, trendy, off-the-shelf solution of the month. No, Mentality, as I mentioned, I've used them for years at this point, but they're all about real medicine, which is why it works. While they can't actually make you 25 again, Mentality can help get you back to feeling like the guy you used to be. Schedule your appointment with Mentality today. LowTUSA.com. Again, reach out to Mentality. Check out the website, LowTUSA.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN. All day, every day. The Cardless Talk and Text line is open for you.
We're not trying to get from A to B. We're trying to get from A to SB, as in the Super Bowl.
800-990-3776. The Cardless Talk and Text line. This is more.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geistdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
From large manufacturer to local pizza shop and every business in between, Summit Credit Union helps your vision take shape with loan programs, great rates, and strategic solutions. Whatever you're building, you've got this. And Summit Credit Union's got you.
We all know winning means showing up stronger, faster, better than before. And when you're chasing that edge, the Drop by GNC cuts through the noise, bringing you the best new innovations in sports nutrition and performance. From muscle building and strength support to improved recovery and focus, we curate the newest drops from GNC Amp, Pro Performance, and Mega Min. Plus, Ghost, Raw Nutrition, Bucked Up, and the top new brands changing the game. No guesswork, just leveling up. Check out the Drop by GNC for what's new, what works, and what's next.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Evan Cohen here. Did you know the average employer sorts through about 250 resumes for one job opening? That's a lot of time reviewing applications. Well, if you're hiring, here's good news. You can now review resumes and applications faster thanks to ZipRecruiter. With ZipRecruiter's new feature, qualified candidates who are very interested in your job show up at the top of your list. No wonder ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site based on G2. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
I can't do it today. I already have plans. Something came up. There are a million reasons to put off a cancer screening, but one reason to keep it. Early detection can save lives. Every screening, every result, every early detection matters. At Pfizer, we're fighting against cancer, aiming for 8 cancer breakthroughs by 2030. Join the fight against cancer and get screened at Pfizerforall.com/screenings.
Looking to transform your home with stylish furniture and home accessories without breaking the bank? At your local IKEA in Oak Creek, they believe everyone deserves a beautiful and affordable living experience that enhances your everyday life. From comfortable and fashionable sofas and sectionals, to kitchens full of inspiration, to bedrooms designed to help you find your best sleep and relaxation, IKEA's home furnishing combines form and function to fit any lifestyle and budget. Visit IKEA Oak Creek today or explore their collection online at ikea.com/US.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Again, look, give the guy credit for consistency.
I love it. I love balls.
Every time Giannis
Wish I had
challenges
more.
him to,
All right, can we make sure we
Well, you
just
don't need to
will
beat
for
that.
future reference, just clip that, save it.
On 94.5 ESPN.
It is draft day, although the Packers do not have a pick today. We still have ESPN Wisconsin draft night coming up tonight. Our guy Alex Strofe going to be hanging out with ESPN legend John Anderson, future Packers Hall of Famer Brian Bulaga. He's not in yet, but I feel pretty comfortable saying that he's going to get in. Played long enough, had a lot of success with the Green Bay Packers, but they're going to have your draft coverage tonight. And then Strofe and Homer have night 2 when the Packers will make their first picks of the 2026 NFL Draft. So we've been talking about needs today, Chew. And again, these are more peripheral needs, but I would say they are needs because they do have depth issues at these positions, and free agency is come and gone. Ryan from Ogonaga wants to know on the Carpless Talk and text line, 800-990-3776. Which is more of a need, running back or tight end?
Not running back. Because Tucker Kraft will be here for, we think,
yeah, but
a long time.
I mean, those 2 tight end sets are getting more and more popular.
Yeah. But I'm fine with Musgrave for now, But what's your concern? Because you are not putting a lot of faith in Marshawn Lloyd.
There's no reason to. Like, you need to have another plan ready to go. Like, you can't go into camp going, yep, he's going to be our 2, and then if he gets hurt again going, uh-oh.
Yeah, but what
who are we going to find?
I mean, obviously we don't know because we haven't been behind the curtain to actually see what he can do, and I think the coaches have a pretty good idea. His issue is just staying healthy. I don't know if he's tough or whatever, or unfortunate, because some of these...
I mean, some of it is unfortunate, right? Like the hamstring injury, but when you're a quick, fast twitch guy, anytime you have those soft tissue injuries, it's a little concerning. Last year was, again, some more serious issues than just the hamstring. And some guys are just snake-bitten. I don't want to call him injury-prone. I guess I prefer snake-bitten, where he's just been unfortunate with these injuries.
All right, rank them real quick. Do the offense.
Interior.
Lack of depth issues. O-line, obviously,
O-line.
we're both O-line.
Specifically the interior offensive line.
And then where would you go?
Honestly, for me, it might be quarterback. I just think that backup. Fair. I think that backup quarterback position is just so important, Chew, as we've seen. Again, and I'm not calling Jordan Love injury prone. I'm just... The NFL has a 100% injury rate, and we're playing 17 games now.
Yeah.
So, I feel like you're fortunate if your quarterback makes it through all 17 games and he's able to start all 17.
So you go O-line, quarterback.
Yep.
Running back?
Running back.
Tight end, receiver, receiver, tight end.
Probably receiver, tight end.
Okay. And now do defense. Corner?
Corner.
Interior?
Interior defensive line. Edge.
Rush?
Edge, yeah.
And then linebacker and then safety.
Linebacker and then safety, yeah.
Yeah, so
I think we're pretty aligned in terms of what it looks like offense, defense. Yeah. I think we're there. Ben does want to say, because the Packers have 8 picks, 2 offensive linemen, 2 defensive linemen, 2 corners, a running back, and a wide receiver is what he wants with those 8 picks. Anything other than that, and he would be disappointed.
Good combination. Maybe...
I mean, aren't you setting yourself up for disappointment there?
By calling the specific amount out of the 8 picks? Yeah. Yeah, I would say so. Uh-huh.
Well, here's my thing. I don't think a quarterback that's drafted in the 5th round is going to be your backup this upcoming
Correct. I think, again, we talked about this a little bit yesterday. We talked about with Shefty. The Will Levis, Anthony Richardson possibilities make me go, yeah, I'm into something like that. Especially if you can do Richardson in a 7th for a 6th. So you still get another pick back.
Yeah.
But you're getting your backup quarterback.
But are they going to get cut after June 1 or no? Or they don't make enough money?
I mean, yeah, maybe Levis, maybe, but Richardson, I got to imagine being a top 5 pick, they're just not going to let him go and cut him off the rookie deal. But maybe they do. Okay. I'm not sure. But that would be something, yeah, because I think Green Bay would be an interesting place given the Malik Willis, right? Like, that's the sales pitch. Like, yeah, you're coming here to be the backup guys, but look at what happened for Malik Willis. You get an opportunity to play here. Matt LaFleur's really good with quarterbacks.
Because they really haven't drafted a quarterback over the last lot of years that have panned out. I'm saying backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Turned out to be anything.
Yeah.
So that's a concern.
Great.
think Sean Clifford's in the UFL.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got swapped out for Desmond Ridder.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Should I have more faith in Desmond Ridder?
No.
Okay, all right, just making sure. Hour 2 starts in 2 minutes. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Westbound 94, right about at Highway 100, we've got the right lane blocked with a crash. So watch out for that. Delays are stretching back through the Zoo interchange. We've also got backups from about 27th Street all the way to Hawley Road. Eastbound's backed up from about 76th Street all the way to 35th. And southbound 43, watch for backups from Silver Spring pretty much all the way down to Locust. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 75 tonight. Chance of showers and storms, a low of 57. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Remember how you felt when you were 25? Your morning workouts were a breeze. You had a drive that kicked in way before your first cup of coffee. Does it feel like you're losing your edge? You know, it might not be your age. It could be low testosterone. At Mentality, we'll get to the bottom of what's really going on and build a personalized plan using testosterone replacement and peptide therapies to help restore your energy, focus, and drive. Get back to being the guy you used to be. Book your appointment with Mentality at lowtusa.com. Again, that's lowtusa.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Gabe Neitzel here for Events by Design. If you're planning an annual meeting, leadership summit, product launch, or trade show, you already know the pressure is on. Events by Design takes those high-stake moments and turns them into immersive experiences that energize your audience and elevate your brand. They handle everything: designing, planning, production, ensuring your event is executed seamlessly. No stress, no scrambling, just a memorable experience that delivers. Get started today. Just search online. Events by Design. They design, you party.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Latta.
A lot of interaction today on the Carplos Talk and text line. Love to see it. 800-990-3776 here on draft day. Caleb from Horicon says he thinks all Packer fans would be pretty happy if we ended this thing with a couple of corners, you know, all the positions that we're all talking about. Offensive line, defensive line, running back, wide receiver. Again, I think one that everyone continues to overlook is edge for the reasons that Josh listed earlier in the show. Like there's a lot of unproven there. And just having at least one more body to throw in the mix, I don't think is going to be a bad thing. And I think, again, it seems like whether it's the Pete Doherty article that's on the Journal Sentinel today, or if you're up in, if you're further north, the Green Bay Press Gazette, that he put out there. I mean, there were 4 edge guys out of the 9 that he had of, hey, here's who the Packers could be looking at with that second round pick. I think edge is something that a lot of people are overlooking.
Is your concern that Micah Parsons won't be ready for the start of the season, or that Lucas Van Ness will not be here next year?
I mean, I feel pretty confident that Micah won't be ready for the start of the season, just based on when he injured the knee. I think that's fair. That 4 games, like missing that first month, seems to be a fair estimation. Maybe he comes back sooner and he's a freak of nature. Who knows? But I feel pretty safe that he's going to miss 4 games. And yeah, Lucas Van Ness, despite Micah Parsons singing his praises, they're not going to pick up the 5th-year option. Basically, Gutey basically said that, that he wasn't going to tell the media that he wasn't going to do that before he had a chance to talk to Micah. But the conversation's like, hey, we ain't picking up that 5th-year option because they can't. It just doesn't make sense to. And
so what do you think he'll have to do, Gabe, in order to get a contract next year with the Packers?
10 sacks.
Let's say he's healthy for the whole year. Or for the majority of the year, mm-hmm. What does he have to do in order to get a second contract?
Well, so here's the thing I guess I would be concerned about. Josh said 10 sacks. If he has 10 sacks, he might price himself out of Green Bay.
Great reason to draft an edge rusher.
Exactly. If he goes out and has 10 sacks, and no, he's not going to get top-of-the-line money, but you're already paying Micah that much money. I look at it as the same thing as wide receiver. You can't really be paying top dollar to two guys at that spot, right?
All right. Okay. What if they don't sign Keyshawn Nixon next year? It's the same thing. What do you have at corners? You obviously you'd have to go into free agency.
Oh yeah, and they're going to have money to spend next year. Yeah, they're going to have money to spend at that position next year.
Okay.
And that's a position, again, I don't know how they allocate their, salary cap dollars, and obviously it's flexible, but yeah, if they don't come to some sort of contract extension with Keyshawn, and even if they do come with a contract extension to Keyshawn, if it's cheap enough, you can still dip into free agency there and add at that position.
So you guys clearly believe that rush ends are more important than corners.
Yes. And you know who else believes that?
Who?
The NFL.
Nope.
Based on how these guys are paid, Chew, there ain't a cornerback who's getting close to getting paid the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. There's not a cornerback out there. Will Anderson got 3 years, $150 million this week. Ain't a corner in this league. Patrick Surtain is great out in
they're
Denver.
around 30.
Yeah. He ain't getting $50 million. Right? So the league is telling you that that's a more important position because they're willing to pay for it. So that's the way I look at it.
Or are the corners just kind of meh now? I mean, who's the best corner in the league? Sauce?
Surtain out in Denver.
By a lot.
Really?
Yeah. And then Christian Gonzalez is up there.
Yeah, Surtain, because Surtain was Defensive Player of the Year 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Trent McDuffie just got a big contract.
He got traded from the Chiefs to the Rams.
Mm-hmm. Derek Stingley Jr. is also very good.
I also think it's harder for corners. I just don't think, like, Deion aged well. Who was the guy who played in Washington forever?
Oh, Darryl Green.
Yeah, that dude played until he was like 50.
Well, I can tell you this. Outside of quarterback, the cornerback is the toughest position to play on the field.
Yeah, and I think
and it's even harder now.
Yeah. And I feel that once you even lose a half a step at that position, Shu, like your value just plummets, So, you find a good one, you hold on to him, but I think there's a lot of guys out there at that position, and pass rushers can be effective, as we've seen, like into their 30s, the way that Myles Garrett was last year.
All right. And then I'm coming around a little bit.
Yeah.
I just think they're deeper. I think right now.
Can we end the show?
I think they're deeper.
Chewy's coming around, man.
At D end right now, as opposed to cornerback.
See,
that's all I'm saying.
I think they're deeper.
Because St. Juice, if he's got to start,
there's a very good chance he is.
I'm going to hold judgment until the end of the season.
I'm going to say, as we sit here today, that there's a 45% chance that Benjamin St. Just is the corner starting opposite of Keyshawn Nixon.
The thing about corner, like edge being deeper, I guess you probably have more bodies for the amount of guys you're going to be using in any given game. Mm-hmm. But Javon Bullard is more experienced than probably Lucas Van Ness at this point.
Oh, yeah.
And then after that, you've got two guys who haven't even played 5 games between them. There's not a lot there. So there's so much lack of experience there that throwing bodies at it is probably the answer they have, where one of these guys is going to be proven good enough to hold it up, and then we need rotational pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look, I think they're going to throw bodies. Again, I am fully expecting how many ever picks Gutey ends up with, whether it's less than the 8, more than the 8, if he's trading up, down, whatever. I'm expecting the vast majority of these picks are going to be defense. Because I think they got to throw bodies at the defensive line. They got to just throw bodies at corner, and then you sprinkle in a running back, a wide receiver, what have you, offensive lineman, right? Like, I think you're sprinkling on that side while most of the resources are going to the defense.
Refresh my memory. What's Laser Guy? What type of defense does he like to play? I know he likes to create pressure with 4, but on the back end.
Shots. Explosives. Laser Guy. When you said Laser Guy,
we should call him until he talks to the media.
Look, I did not. When he said Laser Guy, when you said remind me about Laser Guy, who's Laser Guy? And then it came to me. He's going to play a lot of zone on the back end.
Okay.
Split safety shells, 2 high quarters, cover 3.
All right. Little smattering.
We were talking about it on Mr. Relevant. At this point, seeing as we've talked to Gutey more than Gannon since Gannon's been hired, There's no other way to look at this other than the Packers are intentionally hiding him from the media. They don't want him to speak.
What are they going to do during the season?
I don't know.
I mean, he's going to have to speak to the media once a week.
And the thing is, he spoke every day as a head coach just a few months ago. He's capable. Yeah, he's probably a little awkward. That's okay. It's not the first time. But what's the excuse?
I mean, he can't be any worse than Steno. They put out Steno there every week, and Steno says something that I think the team regrets every other week.
It's one of the stranger things. Like, I'm sure they're playing it off as some sort of tactical advantage, even though we've seen him be a head coach and defensive coordinator. It's not like he's a first-time NFL guy.
No. No, he was speaking once a week when he was the DC in Philly.
I highly doubt anything he says is going to be a true revelation.
No.
We kind of know what he wants and how he does things.
Are they just scared he's going to do something else that you're going to be able to play?
Shots,
explosives.
You know? I mean, Mike prior commitments was a little different.
Yeah, but was he awkward with the media?
No, with players.
Okay.
But you know what? After those 4 beers on the plane after an away game, Porky, his voice would elevate, which is very weird. No, really,
his voice would go higher the more he drank.
Yeah, yeah,
interesting. The second part of Caleb's question, I do want to answer real quick. At 800-990-3776. He says, also, since Gabe is playing golf on Friday, allegedly, I am going up to Lasonia tomorrow. Is it proper for someone to walk golfing while they're playing partners in carts? Big pet peeve of mine. Just pay the cart fee, keep the pace of play moving. Let me tell you this. I think I can walk faster than most two people in a cart because I'm going directly to my ball. Like, I don't have to wait for you to go to your ball because the thing is with carts on a golf course, Chew, most people just want to drive around in the cart. You need to walk a little bit still in the cart. Like, if my playing partner, and we're in a cart, pulls up to his ball, we're waiting for the green to clear, I'll usually grab. I'll know what. Yeah, I know. I kind of know roughly what the yardage is. I might grab a club or two, grab my rangefinder, just walk over to my ball, then he'll swing by and grab me. Most people don't do that. Sit in the cart. Oh, here, guys. Okay, now I got to go to my ball. Now I got to go through my whole pre-shot thing.
Gabe, I'm with you. I actually like walking.
Yeah,
but don't expect me to look for your ball.
That's fair.
I do not like looking. You know what? It's your ball. Track your own ball. I don't ask you to look for my ball. I'm going there. And I agree, because I used to get a caddy at Merrill Hills back in the day, and it was actually, like you said, quicker than playing in a cart.
Because
most people got a guy that's flipping in the woods all the time, and you got to,
Yeah, because I'm going right to my ball.
It's very. If you're in a cart, you should be there. There should be a different driver almost every hole as you're going because you're swapping out. Well, I hit shorter. Oh, I'll stop here. You take it over there. I'll meet you at your shot.
So many people don't do that, Josh.
No, they just watch.
So many people don't.
Ready golf.
Correct.
Yeah.
Ready golf.
I get real annoyed when the other cart just sits next to and watches the guy swing.
Oh my God!
Like, where are you go? What are you doing?
Go, yeah, you got both carts waiting for the shortest hitter, and then after they hit, then you go. Oh my God!
Right, there's enough room out here. You can get out of the way.
Oh, that is just the worst.
Yeah, I get very flustered.
Oh my goodness, 100% correct on that one. We've got to get to our top 8 at 8. That is coming up next. But in healthcare, change is constant. At Fifth Third Bank, we help your organization thrive with local expertise and comprehensive financial solutions. From optimizing capital structure to revenue cycle management and commercial payment tools, we're here to empower your growth. For nearly 20 years, our dedicated Milwaukee team has partnered with healthcare and not-for-profit organizations, building a trust-based relationship that lasts. Experience the difference only Fifth Third can provide to help your organization thrive. So reach out, Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got some delays on southbound 43 coming in from Silver Spring all the way down to about Locust. We've got also northbound backed up, well, just past Kilbourne all the way up towards North Avenue. We've also got a crash on northbound 94's collector ramp at Layton Avenue. 2 right lanes are blocked with that. And then that to go along with the other accident, which is on westbound 94 just past Highway 100. Right lane still blocked with that. Backups all the way back to 84th. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 75 tonight. Chance of showers and storms, a low of 57. Weather's brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazga on 94.5 ESPN.
No first-round pick for Green Bay, or will there be? Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Stroh. Getting ready for ESPN Wisconsin Draft Night coming up Thursday right here on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. I'll be joined by ESPN's John Anderson, Jason Wilde, and former Green Bay first-rounder Brian Gutekunst. Beginning at 6 p.m. this Thursday as we take in all the first-round action and see, maybe does Green Bay get back into the first round? ESPN Wisconsin Draft Night this Thursday on ESPN Milwaukee.
If you're responsible for how money moves through your business, you won't want to miss this. Fifth Third Bank invites business owners, CFOs, controllers, and finance leaders to join us Tuesday, April 28th at St. Kate for a special event focused on the future of automated payables, integrated receivables, and modern cash management. Hear from industry experts on the latest technology, trends, and strategies, helping businesses improve efficiency, strengthen controls, and accelerate cash flow. Reserve your spot today by emailing rsvpmilwaukee@53.com. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Take it home this April at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. $300,000 is on the line, and you're at bat to win your share. Just play with your rewards card for entries. Prize drawings on Thursdays. Plus, your April drawing entries all count toward another prize drawing in June. It's the Base Race Game Show. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
An epic Brewers Pirates series is coming April 24th through the 26th. Kick it off with Star Wars Night on Friday the 24th. And check out a post-game laser show presented by ESPN Milwaukee. Then on Saturday the 25th, get a Brewers Windbreaker giveaway courtesy of Courts. Wrap up the series with Family Sunday fun and kids cheer free. Plus, the first 5,000 kids take home an Abner Uribe poster. Grab a seat at Brewers.com.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Josh DiMaggio here for Milwaukee Weight Loss. I've been on this journey since January and have already lost 35 pounds. It's been easy, safe, and their team continued to help me reach my goals. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. And for a limited time, get $200 off the spring special. Book your free consultation at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary. The top 8 at 8.
Name something that follows the word pork.
You pine.
Huh?
One category.
Name something people take with them to the beach. Turkey.
The top 8 answers.
The first thing you buy in a supermarket. Turkey.
The top 8 at 8.
A food often stuffed. Turkey.
The top 8 at 8 on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Name Popeye's favorite food.
Chicken!
Oh my God!
Show me chicken!
The top 8 at 8 on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Before we get to the top 8 at 8 list, we were talking about Gannon and how, Packers might be trying to hide him from the media a little bit.
Explosive.
Justin points out, remember Liam Cohen and Duval last year? That seemed to work out okay.
Yeah.
Worked out okay in the end.
That's the ball.
That's the count for Jacksonville. That's like the chant they do because they're in Duval County.
Oh.
And he very awkwardly tried to do that, and it was more creepy than
Duval.
Was it as bad as Bielema when he went to Arkansas?
And did the woo pig suey. I mean that was just weird because college press conferences are just weird, man. Like they're just weird because it's a mixture of like boosters and media, and the whole thing's just strange. But I digress, because it is time to get to the top 8 at 8 list of 8 things in front of me. You and Chew will guess back and forth. And I am looking for, once you each get one incorrect, we'll open it up to the fans at 800-990-3776. Get the last one on the list, you win an ESPN Milwaukee prize pack. I am looking for the last 8 Packers draft picks who have scored 10 or more touchdowns in their Packers career. The last 8 Packers draft picks with 10 or more touchdowns in their Packers career.
Okay. You want me to go first, Jesse?
Go for it.
Christian Watson.
Christian Watson, 20 career touchdowns, is number 4 on the list.
Jaden Reed.
Number 1 on the list, he has 18 career touchdowns for the green and gold.
Do they have to be on the team?
They do not have to be on the team any longer, correct.
Dobbs.
Romeo Dobbs, number 5 on the list, had 21 touchdowns for the Packers over these last 4 seasons.
If Jaden Reed's 1 on the list, that rules out Tucker Kraft, does it not? Does he not have 10?
Why would it rule out Tucker Kraft?
Were they the same draft? I was trying to remember the order. So Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, Tucker Kraft. He's got 15. He's number 2 on the list.
Okay.
They were in the same draft class, 2020.
Gotcha.
So,
Reed was picked 50. I guess technically Kraft could have been number 1.
Dave?
5 was Romeo. So you've got 4. You've got Jaden Reed, Tucker Kraft, Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs. That's 1, 2, 4, and 5.
Okay. Devontae?
Too far back.
Devontae Adams?
No, Devontae Jones.
Devontae is way too far back.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I said that, because typically over the years, while somebody else was on the team, you interchanged Devontae's name with somebody else. So that's why I was double checking.
I got a sinus infection. I don't want to.
Just battling through it.
Oh, best of luck to you tomorrow, Josh.
Does A.J. Dillon make this list?
No, he's terrible.
I don't know if he was. I'm trying to remember who was drafted after.
10 touchdowns? I got one, but I don't think he was drafted.
Well, that's not going to help us.
No. That's why I got exhausted.
I'm trying to think of
Devontae.
the year they took the guys like MVS, and is that too far back? Did the MVS have 10 touchdowns?
It's got to be right around there. But I don't think he had 10, did he?
I mean, he was on the field so much. I'm going MVS.
What about New York Jets?
MVS, yeah, okay. Alan Lazard was not drafted, so we'll get that. We'll get that out of the way there, Chew. MVS was drafted and had 16 touchdowns for the Green Bay Packers. He is number 7 on the list.
Good job.
3 of them were rushing touchdowns.
That's more than I expected.
Yeah, he had 13 receiving, 3 rushing in his 4 years in Green Bay.
Did we say Wicks? Is he the 3rd one on this list we don't have?
Maybe.
I hate how you and Jen just talk out loud and finish your answers in a question, trying to I don't know if that's a guess or not, Josh, or if you're just trying to talk with Chew.
It's supposed to be Chewy. I'm trying to talk.
Well, Chewy's out.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he guessed because he guessed Devontae Adams.
Oh, I didn't know we counted that. I thought we were going to give him mercy because
it wasn't that bad.
I thought that was so bad it didn't count as an answer.
It's not like I said free.
I'm gonna say Dontavian Wicks.
Dontavian Wicks is number 3. He had 11 touchdowns for the Green Bay Packers, and that's why I was checking with Chewy.
Yeah.
Because sometimes he would call him Devontae Wicks.
Yes.
And use the names interchangeably. So that's why I was double checking it was Adams. No, there are 2 left on the list. Number
I think
6
A.J.
and number
Dillon
8.
is on the list.
Who?
A.J. Dillon.
All right.
A.J. Dillon's number 6. He had 18 touchdowns with the Packers. 18.
There was that phase where he was getting touchdowns that Aaron Jones actually earned, but they were just giving it to him because he was the big guy. Now, this last one is really stumping me. If MVS is on the list, who was in his draft class or right after him that would be on this list? This person can't be a Packer any longer, unless it's Jordan Love, but no, because he
I had
was.
to fire MVS's uncle from fertilizing my lawn down here.
I'm just gonna say Jordan Love.
Jordan Love, 5 rushing touchdowns in his career. So it's open up to the fans. 800-990-3776. Just need number 8 on the list. What were you saying, Shu?
I said I had to fire MVS's uncle from.
Oh, from the lawn care stuff?
Yeah. Wasn't getting it done.
You've got a high standard. People got to live up to those standards.
When it comes to grass, yes.
I'm annoyed I'm spacing on that 7th person.
We just have one more left on the list. The last 8 Packers draft picks who went on to score 10 touchdowns for the Packers. Again, the list. Jaden Reed is 1. Tucker Kraft, this is from most recent to furthest away. So Jaden Reed, Tucker Kraft, part of the same draft class, 1 and 2. Dontavian Wicks, 3. Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, 4 and 5. A.J. Dillon, 6. MVS, 7. Randy, you are up first. Randy, do you have number 8 on our top 8 at 8, the last 8 Packers draft picks to score 10 or more touchdowns for the Pack? Randy, are you there?
Randy.
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones scored 63 touchdowns for the Green Bay Packers. He is number 8
I
on
thought
that
he was too
list.
far back.
He was the draft class right before MVS.
Okay.
He was in the 2017
For some reason,
draft
I
class.
had them as much feeling different, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Aaron Jones was in the 2017 draft class. MVS was in the 2018 draft class. I was going to do just score a touchdown, but I didn't want people just to not be guessing Samare Toure.
Yeah,
who had 1 touchdown in his Packers career. So it's like, let's go to actual names people remember that have scored multiple touchdowns for the Packers.
Good list.
So yeah, it is draft week, and again, make sure you're keeping it here. There is an interesting activation around the draft tonight. We get the big guy's thoughts on that coming up next, but. You can turn your kitchen into a neighborhood pizzeria because Metcalf's has a deal you do not want to miss. Going on today through April 29th, grab Connie's Thin Crust Pizza for just $5.99. And if you haven't had Connie's Thin Crust Pizza, the crust is unlike any other frozen pizza you've ever had. It's the classic Chicago pizzeria taste, crispy thin crust, bubbly cheese, bold savory flavor without stretching your budget. They've got a little cornmeal on the bottom. It's kind of that perfect blend. It's not necessarily super thin, but still crispy, not really thick, kind of hitting that perfect in between. It's the perfect time to stock the freezer, gather the family, make any night feel like a night out for just $5.99 a pie. But don't wait. The delicious deal ends on April 29th. And when it's gone, and it's only at Metcalf, so why spend the evening cooking? Especially when you've got, the draft tonight, you got the draft tomorrow. So many great things coming up. You can just throw the pizza in and still eat like you're going out. Like Connie's handle the oven. You handle the fun. Connie's Thin Crust Pizza. It's just $5.99 right now at Metcalf's. Classic Chicago flavor at a price your wallet will love through April 29th.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
All right. Well, southbound on 41, we've got our usual backups from Silver Spring down to Capitol, northbound from just before Mayfair Road to Burleigh. We do have a crash westbound 94, still in that right lane, just past Highway 100, and the backup stretching all the way back to about 92nd, actually 84th Street. And then we've also got delays from 35th Street to Hawley Road as usual. On the eastbound side, we've got backups from about 70th Street to 35th, and then we've also got a crash on on 94, right at the Layton Avenue collector ramp. The right shoulder is blocked with that one. Folks are getting past it without too much of a problem since the main line technically is not being affected. It's more the collector ramp there, so that's just something to be careful with. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 75 tonight. Chance of showers and storms, a low of 57. Weather is brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof, siding, and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. And while buying a home is a big deal, it certainly doesn't have to be and shouldn't be a stressful experience. At Great Midwest Bank, we combine competitive rates, fast pre-approvals, and honest advice from knowledgeable loan officers to help you every step of the way through your home buying or building journey. For 90 years, our customers have been part of the GMB family. Experience a state of tranquility at GreatMidwestBank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
If you still think sports bar means sticky floors and basic wings, you're doing it wrong. It's ESPN Milwaukee's Alex Strofe, and I got to tell you about Veer North, right in the heart of Milwaukee's East Side. Veer North, flipping the game day experience. Better cocktails, great pizza, and a menu that goes way beyond the usual. Catch every big play on their wall-to-wall screens in a space that feels like a night out. From the big game or your next client meeting, Veer North delivers every time. Veer North, where Milwaukee watches the game, elevated.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Hey, y'all. It's the Rocket Roger Clemens here. I spent years on the mound giving everything I had, and now I feel every inning in my knees, back, and shoulders. But I didn't want surgery, and I sure didn't want to be sidelined. That's why I turned to QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics Medical Director Dr. Christie and his team use regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself. No surgery, no meds, and no downtime.
Whether you're teeing off at the club or chasing the grandkids around, QC Kinetics helps you get back to doing what you love.
Call QC Kinetics now and schedule your free consultation. Natural joint pain relief with real results.
Don't let the pain slow you down. I didn't, and neither should you. My friends at QC Kinetics, they'll take care of you.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation. QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Do we need to name your pink computer?
Two in the...
Well, here's the problem.
Oh,
Why
would you stop do that? Right, come on. It is 7:09. It's a new year, new call me type of thing.
What? But I
Nobody believes that.
I'm not the one that made the vagina joke.
Here we go. Jen's back.
On 94.5 ESPN.
So a while back, we had Chewy do a blind ketchup taste test. And Chewy had claimed that he could tell the difference because, you know, his wife liked to buy the generic ketchup. He wasn't a fan because he was a Heinz guy. He was a Heinz ketchup guy. And, well, the rankings didn't go his way. But I thought maybe you'd be interested, Chew, because Heinz this year is starting a tradition called the Mr. 57 Club. So whoever is the 57th pick in the draft, which obviously is going to be tomorrow night, They will get a red jacket. That because Heinz 57. That's they're the number of their ketchup.
What is that?
So it's a made up number. Like when it was created, they said they had like this many products, and they really didn't. They've got like more over times, but it's kind of made up. It's a made up number. Technically, Heinz 57 is the steak sauce, but it's kind of grown over the years, and the 57's on the ketchup bottle. You got to hit the 57 on the glass ketchup bottle. All those sorts of things. But 57 has always been associated with Heinz ketchup. So they are having a red jacket that goes along with that. They are going to be presented this during the draft because they have partnered with the NFL for this. And then they are going to give a marketing deal to pick number 57 along with a lifetime supply of ketchup. How do you feel about that?
I don't buy Heinz anymore. I don't. I think it's terrible. And I was shocked by it, too.
Yeah.
The ketchup I buy is either Hunt's or the one with the red tomato on it.
The Red Gold.
Red Gold. Red Gold is so good. And their salsa. Have you had their salsa?
I have not, no.
I can actually say I've never had the 57 sauce, though.
Yeah,
I'm
but
an
again,
guy.
the 57's on like especially the glass bottle of ketchup and all that sort of thing. So like 57 has just become their number. So again, all these great things with ketchup. However, this is the Bears' pick. The Bears right now have picked number 57, and I feel like Chicago has a hate. It's not even a love hate. Like you get shamed if you're throwing ketchup on a hot dog in Chicago. So what if they've got a guy who's now contractually obligated to be shilling ketchup in the city of Chicago? Like he may have to put hot dog, ketchup on his hot dog, contractually obligated. Is this going to confuse the fine folks of the Chicago, fans of the Chicago Bears?
It might be enough to not like the player drafted at 57.
That's what I'm saying.
And I subscribe to that. You don't put ketchup on a hot dog. You put ketchup on a brat, Gabe?
Not typically. Usually it's mustard. Again, I love throwing the secret stadium sauce. They've got that available at the old county stadium sauce. They still have that inside AmFam. I love throwing that on a hot dog or a brat. I mean, maybe if it's just like if it's the most generic brat and I'm at like somebody's cookout and it's just a terrible bun, like maybe I'll throw ketchup and mustard on it. Just kind of throw a curveball, mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, I can't do that. What's in the secret sauce?
It's a great question. I don't know. I don't know what the secret stadium sauce is. It's just
Do they make a spicy ketchup? You guys?
Yeah, there's there's.
Is there really?
Oh yeah,
like kind of mustard.
I don't know if Heinz makes one, but people make spicy ketchups. Yeah.
I've never had it. I have to give that a shot.
Because I remember our friend Pratik Patel, who was a former producer here on ESPN Milwaukee, still works for GKB, had professed his love for Whataburger.
Mm-hmm.
And Whataburger sent him a bunch of stuff, and one of it was like a spicy ketchup. So spicy ketchup, yeah, you can find it out there.
Okay.
Don't have to look that hard.
Like it. All right.
But if you were the 57th pick, Chew, is this something you would be excited about? Red jacket, getting a little extra attention.
Oh yeah,
a little ketchup endorsement.
I still subscribe to the theory: if it's free, it's me. Yeah, I use it as a bartering chip. Which I still do from time to time. I barter things. I'm a big barter guy. You guys know that.
You mostly talk about bartering when you're critical of the Blammer.
I'm trying to think. No, I barter with. No one wants my wild boar sausages down here.
Oh, really? After you went hunting?
Problem?
What's
Yeah, I think people are have a problem the fact that I shot it instead of it was processed at a slaughterhouse.
So what kind of sausage are we talking here? Are we talking like a summer sausage that you can cut and you have it with cheese, or like one that you would throw on the grill?
Throw on the grill. Italians, brats, Polish, and they're outstanding.
I mean, thanks for the offer.
No one will take them.
Yeah.
Although someone did take them.
Josh and I are right here, pal.
All right. Maybe I'll bring some home, but because I had to barter with the Blammer because he wanted to take half of the steak he ate back home. I said, no, but I'll give you some sausage.
You wanted? How would he do that? What, is he just throwing Tupperware in the luggage? No, he's just throwing Tupperware in his luggage. Like, how would that even? He would just throw a half-eaten steak into his luggage, into his carry-on, little snack on the way home.
He wanted me to freeze it, Gabe.
What?
Because we had steak on Thursday. He said, "Can you freeze that? I want to bring that back to Wisconsin." I'm like, "You are the cheapest SOB I know." You know. There comes to a point where cheapness really just bothers me and grinds me. And we had this conversation. You don't take other people's leftovers from the restaurant home with you.
Correct.
Unless it's a family member or something like that.
Yeah, if they offer it, like, oh, I'm not going to eat this. Do you want to take this home? Yeah. Like, I feel like that's the only way that that's acceptable.
Yeah.
Is if that offer is actually made.
Yeah. So I got to follow up and see if you liked them because they are delicious. You know, it's better than the rattlesnake sausage that we had one time. Oh,
it was fine.
No, not fine, Gabe.
It was fine. I mean, it wasn't anything. I mean, I don't think Josh was on the show yet.
Oh, that's right.
When we did the snake sausage.
No, I was not part of that.
It was fine. Again, I mean, it was expensive, so I haven't bought it again. But like, if I was at another place and like, hey, do you want some snake sausage? I'm not going to say no. It was fine.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but these are very good.
All right. I will trust you. I will certainly take your word for that when it comes to that sausage. But again, something to keep an eye out for tomorrow night. Pick number 57. With that Heinz endorsement. Maybe you should be making plans to stop by Bunzel's this week. Pick up these weekly specials. USDA Black Angus Choice Flank Steaks, just $16.99 a pound. 3 cheese stuffed bacon weave chicken breast, $8.79 a pound. Bacon cheddar burgers, $6.99 a pound. Pork baby back ribs, $5.99 a pound. Bunzel's celebrating their 50th year in business. It is fantastic. Unlike any other meat market you've been to, it's just so great. The back counter, they've got the deli, so maybe go out there, have a little bit of lunch, take a look, see what the monthly meat deal's going on as well. Stop by 90th and Burleigh in Milwaukee to support this great family-owned and operated business, or just check out everything they've got going on at bunzels.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN. Stay up to date on the green and gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Got your tax refund? Before it mysteriously disappears, invested in something you'll actually see every day. Your home. At Exterior Pros and Baths, turn that refund into energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath remodel. And they'll take it even further with $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during the April savings event. But don't wait, this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right. From large manufacturer to local pizza shop and every business in between, Summit Credit Union helps your vision take shape with loan programs, great rates, and strategic solutions. Whatever you're building, you've got this. And Summit Credit Union's got you.
Spring has arrived in the Geneva Lakes region, and there is no better place to welcome the season than the award-winning Lake Lawn Resort. Enjoy lakeside dining at 1878 on the lake, golf for all ages and abilities at Majestic Oaks, relaxing spa experiences at the award-winning Calidora Spa, and endless recreation opportunities along the resort's 2 miles of shoreline on beautiful Delavan Lake. Plan your spring getaway today at lakelawnresort.com and come find out for yourself why everything is better at the lake.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a time out to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen. Rich Eisen here. A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible, overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
Smalls here. Look, in sports, the best teams know when to make their move. Sherwin-Williams is making theirs with their big sale. That's right, it's super sale time. We're talking 40% off paints and stains with prices starting at $30.89. April 24th through the 27th. You know, I've been looking at these studio walls. I'm thinking I wouldn't mind a little more red in here. Get that Cardinals spirit going. Yeah, definitely like that. Order online and get everything delivered right to your door or swing by your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store.
Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm saying if we collectively, all the people in their cars, all the people listening on the YouTube stream, all the people listening this morning, if we all do it together, there's power in prayer, friends.
Yes, there is. Bless me, Father, for I played man.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Events by Design is the place you should be reaching out if you're looking at having some sort of party for your company, whether that's a celebration, an anniversary for your company, or just an event that you want to have to boost morale. Events by Design can help you from start to finish. They have helped put on some of the best events here in Milwaukee. They're going to be putting on the Villa Terrace Gala coming up in July. They've helped out with the Milwaukee Art Museum Gala. They've helped us here at Good Karma Brands, whether it's our golf outing, whether it's Analysis Live. They help out with the Milwaukee Night Market that they've done. So many different events that they have helped execute. For over 25 years, Events by Design has helped organizations create seamless, unforgettable events that leave a lasting impression. What sets Events by Design apart, it's simple. They bring fresh ideas, careful planning, and expert execution to every event they touch. Start designing your next event today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party. It is draft night. Again, our draft night coverage tonight is going to feature Alex Strofe, John Anderson, Brian Balaga right here on 94.5 ESPN. Night 2 is going to feature Strofe and Homer when Packers are actually going to be making their picks. Again, I don't think anybody's anticipating the Packers trading into the first round tonight, but who knows? Certainly possible for them, I think, to potentially trade up from 52 in that second round. But a couple of things, couple of little notes here I want to have on the Milwaukee Brewers, Chew. First and foremost, it appears that Brewers shortstop prospect Luis Pena, who is the number 2 prospect for the Brewers, number 21 overall, he had to be hospitalized after a game last night in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Apparently, he overheated in the dugout in the bottom of the 8th inning, had to be taken to the hospital, got an IV, fluids, showed improvement. And Matt Arnold saying today via Brewers.com that sounds like he's fine according to our docs, but certainly a scary situation we will monitor. So that happened in the 8th inning. They didn't even finish the game last night because he collapsed in the dugout, but appears that just a lack of fluid situation, and Luis Pena should be fine going forward for Class A Wisconsin.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah.
Must be Joshy's weather report, all the hot weather they're having up there. Got him dehydrated. Another perfect day today, I heard.
You know, this look on you of sheer jealousy of the wonderful Wisconsin weather, it's not your best look.
No?
No.
I kind of feel like Sammy Watkins. We need guys who can block, especially at receiver. It's so important.
Is this what this is going to be?
Balls.
Is this what it's going to be tomorrow? Just a weather debate going back and forth between you two?
Gabe.
He's
driving the bus.
Let me tell you.
Just go with the flow.
If we go 4-0 with better weather this week, I don't know about the first day because I didn't look, but I imagine it wasn't the same. But if we go 4-0 since I've started paying attention, he's going to hear about it.
Well, I just found out that Skeeter Lutz, the weatherman who did the thing, is from Shiocton. So, yeah, great. Wonderful. Why don't you get out of the state one time in your life?
Do you understand what he's referencing there? Because I got no idea.
The guy that you get these tweets from, Chewy is claiming that he's from Shiocton, not Kentucky, as you found out.
Where's Shiocton? What is Shiocton?
It's a town up north.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. City in Wisconsin.
Get out of McGuanago, Josh, and you go up to the lovely Northwoods, and you'll discover Shiocton and their wonderful fish fries.
I'm an Eagle River guy.
He's bougie.
Got that right.
Very bougie.
Meanwhile, the Brewers are poised to be the second team ever to face the reigning Cy Young Award winners in back-to-back games. Happened to the Red Sox last year when they played Tarek Skubal and the Tigers, and then a couple of days later hosted Chris Sale and the Braves. So the Brewers doing it in back-to-back days. As today they're going up against Skubal in Detroit. And then Paul Skeens is scheduled to pitch the opener as the Pirates come to town starting tomorrow. So rough couple of pitching matchups here for the Brewers the next couple of days.
Is the Miz up against one of them?
I do not believe he is.
Because that'd be good TV to watch.
Well, I mean, we got that matchup last year with.
Yeah, I remember we got it last year.
With
it was sold out on like a Tuesday.
Dominated Skeens too.
Yeah, Oh, the Brewers. Yeah, they lit Skeens up. Gave him the worst first inning. So it is Woody and Skeens. Today is Sproat versus Skubal, Woody versus Skeens, and then Miz scheduled to pitch on Saturday at the ballpark. So you won't get that straight-up matchup. But again, tough couple of days here for the Crew. Hopefully they can, maybe split. Red Sox, by the way, lost to both the Cy Young winners last year. So, again, just a freak little note that you now get with as many interleague games playing every team at least once throughout the course of the regular season. It is draft day, though. Packers, no pick today. They do have a couple of picks tomorrow. Maybe they add to that. Maybe they subtract to it. But Wilde and Tausch going to continue to get ready for the NFL draft.
Gabe, before we go.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I would like your official prediction. You don't have to give me a name. Position drafted at 52.
I'm going edge. I think it's going to be an edge. It seems like, and maybe Gutey falls in love with the corner, and that's what he trades up to go get. I think whenever the first run on corners goes, I think it's before 52. So I think if he lets the draft come to him, it's just going to be an edge rusher.
DDS all the way.
That's your boy. That's your guy. Joshy, Chewy, they're going to have you tomorrow. I don't know who I feel like more worried for. I really don't.
The audience. The great fans.
Wilde and Tausch coming up next.
Delays along westbound 95